I mentioned before that the Jewish wedding ceremony is actually two parts, an engagement part and a marriage part. We've now finished with the formal engagement part of the ceremony, and in a moment we'll move on to the marriage part of the ceremony, but we break up these two parts with the reading of the ketubah. Earlier today, Joyce and Arthur signed their ketubah in the presence of witnesses, and I said to you then, as I say now, that while the Jewish wedding is about love and romance and poetry and companionship, that it's also about the most sacred obligations and responsibilities that one person can make to another. And those obligations are symbolized by this much. באחד בשבת, כ"ב לחודש אב, שנת 5729 לבריאת עולם למניין שאנו מונים כאן בפרינסטון, bringing us ever closer, let us create a home based on love, on Torah, and on Jewish tradition. May it be a home filled with peace, with happiness, and with love. All this is valid and binding, signed by Walt Meyer and myself, by the bridegroom and the bride. So Joyce, this becomes your property at this time. I'm going to exchange with you for a second. You symbolize your accepting of the ketubah by taking hold of it now. Now that you have done that formally, we can put it aside until after the ceremony, so I'll trade back with you. We've now reached one of my favorite parts. Amen. Praised are you, God, who brings forth fruit from the vine. Praised are you, God, who shapes the universe. All things created speak of your glory.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yitzar et ha'adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem dmut tavnito v'hikin lo mimenu inyan hadayad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam. Amen.
Praised are you, Holy One, who fashions each person. We praise you, God, for forming each person in your image. You have planted within us a vision of you and given us the means that we may flourish through time. Praised are you, creator of humanity.
Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara b'kibbutz banea l'tocha b'simcha baruch atah Adonai mesamech Sion b'baneha. Amen. Samech tesamach re'im ha'ovim kesamechacha yitzirecha Began Eden Mikedem, Baruch atah Adonai, Mesamech Hatan v'chala.
Amen. May Israel, once bereft of her children, now delight as they gather together in joy. Praised are you, God, who lets Zion rejoice with her children. Let these loving friends taste of the bliss you gave to the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden in the days of old. Praised are you, the presence who dwells with bride and groom in delight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baras sasan b'simcha chatan v'kala asher baras sasan b'simcha chatan v'kala gila rina ditza v'chedva alva v'yachva v'shalom v'reut gila rina ditza v'chedva alva v'yachva Shalom v'reut. Asher barasason b'simcha chatan v'kala gila rina ditza v'chedva v'yachva v'shalom v'reut. Meheira Adonai Eloheinu yishama b'yarei Yehuda u'b'chutzot Yerushalayim kol sason simcha kol chatan v'kol kala kol sason v'kol simcha Kol chatan v'kol chala Kol sason v'kol simcha Kol chatan v'kol chala Kol mitzalot chatanim mechubatam Unarim imishtei neginatam Baruch atah Adonai Mesameach chatan im hakala.
Amen. The bride and groom now drink of the glass of wine as I read the last translation of the Sheva Brachot. Praised are you who lights the world with happiness and contentment, love and companionship, peace and friendship, bridegroom and bride. Let the mountains of Israel dance, let the gates of Jerusalem ring with the sounds of joy, song, merriment, and delight, the voice of the groom and the voice of the bride. the happy shouts of their friends and companions. We praise you, God, who brings bride and groom together to rejoice in one another. Amen. And in doing this, I'm going to wrap Arthur and Joyce in a special talit, one that Joyce bought for Arthur on the last trip to Israel. And again, this symbolizes how they are together as one, as bride and groom. Closer. Yevarech Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May Adonai bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Joyce and Arthur, may Adonai show you favor and always be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May Adonai show you kindness and always grant you the gift of peace. And let us all say, Amen. I'm going to take the towels back for 1 second. In a moment, we're going to conclude the wedding with the breaking of the glass, perhaps the most typical part of a Jewish wedding. This, of course, symbolizes that even at our times of greatest joy, that we recognize that there's brokenness in the world and we commit ourselves to healing it. So in a moment, Arthur is going to break the glass, but before we do that, we have one official piece of business to conclude. Since both of you have acted out of love and affection, acting in accordance with these rites and ceremonies instituted by our Holy Torah, you, Joyce Zisman Sakalik, Ziza Rachel Bat Aharon Vefega, and you, Arthur Niget, Asher Ben Kiva Lev Veniska, are now husband and wife. You may kiss the bride and then break the glass.